can I go to the sleepover?
I want you to promise me something. If there's any drinking, I want you to say, no thanks, not my thing.
I promise, Mom.
They really do hear you.
Did you pack your toothbrush?
For tips on how to start the talk, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Welcome, everybody, to this week's Scott County Sports Show here at newsgraphic.com. We are in front of the Scott County Wrestling Facility, which is growing by leaps and bounds, not only in terms of its look on the inside, but in terms of participation, and specifically on the girls' side. You may say, girls wrestling? Never heard of such a thing. Well, if you watch TV, you watch pay-per-view MMA, you know that combat sports for young women is growing by leaps and bounds, and the Lady Cardinals wrestling team is no exception. Let's hear what Allie Oakley and Mackenzie Quinn had to say, along with their coach, Kirk Toyer, about the growth of this exciting sport.
I've been trying to build a program because there's 186 plus full ride scholarships out there right now for girls, and it's something I think I'm led and we have to do, and they're eager to learn. It's very exciting. It brings a whole different angle to coaching. Coming from men's sport, you know, the oldest, roughest, toughest sport, you know, everybody wants to find out who the tougher brother is or tougher kid on the block. Well, I think there's, you know, a different call in Scott County, you know, and girls need to be able to protect themselves. The girls' growth, you know, we've had one or two girls over the last couple of years. The growth this year is we just really started recruiting. A couple highlights of girls, you know, Kennedy Canavy, Kentucky already knows her name. She's number 3 or 5 goalkeeper in the state. Mackenzie Quinn is just an absolute warrior.
Wrestling, everyone sees it as a guy's sport, and saying you're a girl going to do wrestling, you get a lot of backlash and hate for that. And if anything, it's made me strive to do it even more and prove everybody wrong. I've always really wanted to do it. I just never grew the courage because it was never as big, I guess, especially for girls. And then this year being my senior year, I decided I don't want to take any regrets and to just take the chance and see how it goes.
Allie Oakley, she potentially could be our first state champion. Very close match this weekend with the last year's runner-up and number 1 ranked girl in the state. So we're pretty excited about that.
I'm going to get a lot of backlash for this, but this sport does more athletically for you, I think, than any other sport does. Like, just in terms of pushing your body to its breaking point, this sport does it harder than I think anything. I've played a lot of sports, and wrestling is by far the hardest that I've played. Confidence-wise, your mentality just completely changes. Because like I said, you have to push every aspect of yourself to the absolute limit.
There were 75 to 80 girls across the state of Kentucky competing at Tate's Creek in a traditional male format. It was excellent. Excellent competition. A lot of growth. They catch on sometimes quicker than the guys. It's pretty funny.
Like, we've never had that. I never went to a girls-only meet. I went to the boys' meets and did it with them. So this is all really new, but I welcome it. It's nice.
It was different, especially being used to softball games with only 10 maybe people as a crowd. It's like, it was really exciting. All the girls did really well. Someone came in 4th, and she's also new to the sport, so I think this season is going to be pretty good for us.
It was crazy. I've actually never wrestled a girl before this weekend. I had always been matched up with guys in my weight class. It was awesome. Seeing the difference in how girls wrestle to how guys wrestle is just something that's really interesting, just in the tactics they use. It was awesome. I loved every second of it.
This weekend we head off to Harrison County Invitational, the returning KHSAA state champs in wrestling, female wrestlers. And they have close to 40 girls in their program. And we look to add 25 plus next year. And Scott County has been so supportive. We have our facility, we have uniforms ordered, we are ready to roll. In today's day, everybody needs confidence. You know, you no longer have to stand behind a mirror or a phone. You know, they can carry that on their own. Same with guys, military, first responders, leaders, CEOs. Those are the ones that go through the trenches, and find out, what hard work is.
It honestly gets you mentally tough, because it's all a mind game, honestly, because you're honestly pushing yourself to do it. It's not about talent in this race. It's all about your heart for wrestling and you pushing yourself. And if you don't have that dedication in your last match, then you're not going to win because everyone's tired. But if you're the one pushing yourself, you're just gonna help you longer for the future and not quit.
Wrestling is not mostly physical, it's mostly mental. That's probably the largest part of it, is getting over, knowing how far you can push yourself is probably the biggest struggle.
They are integrated. There's girls across the state, that we had a Woodford County wrestler, a local girl that placed at men's state last year. So it's coming. Girls have been doing youth in middle school in Kentucky for better part of 10 years, and it's coming. It's pretty awesome to see their growth so quick.
That's all for this week, folks. Thanks for joining us. Next week, we'll be talking Toyota Classic Basketball. Yes, it has moved from January to December before Christmas, so it's a big event here in the beginning of the season. We're looking forward to talking more about it. Until next time, see you on the sidelines.